morning, Hornets, and welcome to today's very special show. I'm Coach Renfro.
And I'm Miss Ringham. Today we will take a look at climate versus weather, tomorrow's pep rally, and spring break safety.
But first, here's Miss Megashar with this week's weather forecast.
Thanks, Mr. Renfro. Hello, Hornets. Your weather today is looking gloomy, so make sure you wear your raincoats. Today we will have a high of 66 and a low of 41, with a 100% chance of rain from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. and some scattered showers throughout the day. On Friday, the high will be 44 with a low of 28 and a 40% chance of rain. On Saturday, it will be sunny with a high of 40 and a low of 27. Sunday, it will also be sunny but colder with a high of 46 and a low of 28. This year has been crazy with the weather going from negatives to 60 degrees back to back. This has caused people to voice their opinions over climate change. So here is Garrett with the facts over climate change and the difference between weather and climate.
The world can be a beautiful place where it can be warmy, sunny. Then we have the terrible temperatures. It has been this winter below freezing and cloudy. This brings up the talks of global warming and climate change. See, the difference between climate and weather. Weather is short-term, day by day, minute by minute. It's what you see on the Weather Channel. However, climate, on the other hand, is pretty much more of a term sort of thing. It describes what the weather will be like over a period of time. The National Centers for Environmental Information gave a great way to visualize this. Weather tells you what to wear every day, while climate tells you what kind of clothes to have in your closet. The reason this is important is because whenever it is cold, this has some people saying that global warming or climate change is a myth and that it doesn't exist. This is a ridiculous claim because climate has shown over time that temperatures are increasing. This causes extreme events such as hurricanes, forest fires, and wind chill warnings going into freezing temperatures. Remember, climate is long-term. Just because it's really cold a couple of days in a single place doesn't mean that the entire world is cold. Now, there are still climate norms that are going to occur. It is still going to be cold during the winters because, well, that is just when it's cold. However, it's important to pay attention and see that our temperatures are rising due to the extreme amount of carbon dioxide in the air, because this affects people's lives and affects our wildlife, such as polar bears, sadly losing their homes because of the ice melting in the masses. If you yourself are curious, you can do your own research about some of this. If you can only take one thing away from this video, please remember, weather is short-term, while climate is long-term. I am Garrett from Bgsn.
We would like to congratulate the choir group for their success this year. They have been invited to perform in New York during spring break. They will perform at Carnegie Hall on March 30th. For more information, parents and students can contact Mr. Dean.
Now we are going to throw it over to Coach Cross for sports.
Hello, Hornets, and welcome to sports. In Beech Grove news, baseball tryouts are being held this week. If you would like to join the high school baseball team, you must go to these tryouts after school. If you have any questions, email Coach Benefield. Also in BG News, the girls softball team will be traveling all the way to Tennessee for a tournament. This tournament will take place over break. Good luck to the ladies. Track members will still be expected to come to practice over break. That needs to be said. If you are traveling, you may need to talk to Coach Taft and let him know you will be gone. In Pacers news, they faced New York Knicks Tuesday at Bankers Life. It was a hard-fought battle, with the Pacers leading the majority of the game. The Knicks tried to come back, outscoring the Pacers 25-18 in the fourth quarter. But the Pacers would squeak by with a close win of 103-98. Bogdanovich led the Pacers in scoring with 24 points and 4 rebounds. Darren Collison would also help out with 16 points and 9 assists and 5 rebounds. The Pacers will face off against the Thunder tonight at 7. The Pacers haven't beaten the Thunder since the Paul George trade. He's a snake, by the way. Maybe the Pacers will shock the NBA with a win tonight. In college news, the Big Ten tournament started yesterday, starting when the Nebraska Cornhuskers faced off against the Scarlet Knights. The first half was a close one, but the Cornhuskers came out on top to beat Rutgers 68-61. Northwestern faced off against Illinois last night in the second game of the tournament. This was an exciting game that went into overtime after Northwestern came back in the second half to tie the game. Illinois beat Northwestern 74-89. There will be 4 games today for the tournament. Indiana versus Ohio State. Go Hoosiers. Nebraska versus Maryland. Penn State versus Minnesota. And finally, Illinois versus Iowa. The NFL free agent market has been making plenty of moves so far this offseason. Odell Beckham will be leaving New York and be playing with an old friend, Mekhi McGuire. Got more.
The NFL trades have reached a peak this week with trades happening all week. Antonio Brown finally found a place to play after declining an invite by the Bills. He will now play with the Raiders. Tyrann Mathieu got picked up by the AFC powerhouse and the Kansas City Chiefs. This is a tremendous pickup as their biggest flaw was their defense. He is signed to a 3-year, $42 million deal. The Jaguars have been in need of a quarterback for a while as well, benching Blake Bortles halfway through the season. They also recently just released him. They believe they found their guy in Nick Foles from the Eagles. Jacksonville's QB coach was a coach with Philly as well, so they hope he will pick up quickly. He is under a 4-year, $88 million deal. Deshaun Jackson will be returning to the team that drafted him in the Philadelphia Eagles. This is questionable by the Bucs as they received a 6th-round pick and some money. Jackson is well known for a downfield target, so Wentz will have another weapon that can be dangerous. Eric Weddle just left Baltimore and will be going to the Super Bowl runner-ups in the Los Angeles Rams. He will be signed to a 2-year on a $12.5 million contract. The Jets just recently signed running back Le'Veon Bell to a 4-year, $50.4 million contract. And the most surprising news of recently is OBJ is getting traded to the Cleveland Browns and will be reuniting with Jarvis Landry. The Browns are looking powerful with Baker Mayfield at quarterback, Chubb and Kareem Hunt at running back, and these 2 great wideouts. What team do you think is looking most prepared for next season? I'm Malachi McGuire for Beach Grove Student News.
That is all for your daily dose of sports. I'm going to throw it back over to the desk.
Nice chest pass there, Coach. Tomorrow there will be another pep rally. Bree has a little more information for you.
As some of you may know, we're hosting yet again another pep rally this Friday, but this time it's going to be for our Elan Show Choir. They are going to state this Saturday at Franklin Central. The cost will be $11 to get in. Just like last Friday, it's going to be lots of fun, but this time we're going to be able to see our Jupes perform along with the Elan group. We look forward to seeing you all there supporting. From BGHS, this has been Bree for Bgsn.
The times for the past quarter's credit rescue are today from 3:30 to 6:30, Tuesday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Wednesday 12 noon to 3 p.m., and Thursday 10 a.m. to 1 p.m.
Your safety is very important to everyone around you. Erica has a few more ways that you can stay safe over the upcoming 2-week break.
Whether you choose to stay in Indiana or travel to exotic destinations this spring break, your safety is very important. Here's a few tips on how to stay safe this spring break. Number 1, wear sunscreen. In a recent interview with skincare professionals, it was stated that a person's risk for melanoma doubles if he or she has had more than 5 sunburns, so make sure to wear your sunscreen. Next, I spoke with Ms. Fangman about a scary experience that she had.
Okay, so when I was in college, I had an opportunity to study abroad. So for 3 weeks, I traveled through Italy and Greece with a group of friends. What I like everybody to know is that at this age, I was well over the drinking age here in the States. We went to a bar down the street. It was a real bar, not like a basement creepy bar. While we were there, 2 of my friends mentioned that they couldn't feel their feet, but I know that pretty much anytime you can't feel your feet, you're probably not doing so well. So we sent them home, or back to the hotel rather, with the largest male member of our group, so that he could make sure they got there safely. And I was the one responsible for getting the rest of the group back to the hotel because I was the most responsible person. So in that process, I ordered a water from the bartender to help myself become a little bit more responsible, but I did happen to glance down at what he was doing. when I glanced down to see him making my water, or pouring my water rather, he was stirring the glass. And I don't know about you, but I've never been anywhere that they should have to stir the water. So when he handed me that drink, this is where it gets a little bit dumb. I was very, very, very thirsty. I very much wanted that water. So even though I had seen him do that, I had to take a sip of it just to see if maybe he was just trying to get the dirt out. And it hit me real hard. If I would have consumed that particular water, I can tell you that without a shadow of a doubt, I would not be here today. I would not have been your teacher your freshman year of high school, and you would not have been making me laugh for the last however many years that I have had the pleasure of having.
That's all for BGSN. Back to you guys at the desk.
Thanks. That's all for today's dose of BGSN, and thanks for having us.
Remember that there will not be a show tomorrow because of the pep rally for Elan and the Jubilaires. I'm Miss Ringham. Go Hoosiers.
And I'm Mr. Renfro. Go Hoosiers. Have a terrific Thursday and a wonderful spring break.
Go Hornets.